Hello, everyone, and welcome to my learning session. I have wanted this for a couple years now, and I just had a distributor call me up and say, help. And I called into distributor services, and they said, no help. We, in the past, had the ability to tell somebody, hey, we have a great water system. Here's a picture of it. Click this link and order it. And it would take people directly to our personal web page, but not the front of it, to the back end of the shopping cart, to the exact spot where they would order their water system. And as Niken is making piles and piles and piles of upgrades and integrations right now, we don't have that ability. And I even called in distributor services and said, please, please, please. And they said, nope. But I just keep asking and keep asking. And a little birdie told me that there's a really special person who has this great knowledge. It's not completely simple, but it is not rocket science either. So we have Suzanne Steele here to tell us when you want to advertise a grounding pad, how to have someone go directly to your shopping cart. When you want someone to buy a sleep system, how to have them go directly to your shopping cart. And you can make up these links one time. I urge you to store them in a document so that you've got them forever and ever and ever and ever. In fact, had we been smart, we would have done that before they disappeared before, but we didn't know they were disappearing. But anyway, with that, Suzanne, take us away, teach us how to make our links.
And you're right, Brody. It isn't rocket science. It is a little, there's a few steps to it, and I did create a document, and I've shared this document with other people. So we're going to start with the document. So I have created this document with some instructions, and as things have changed, I've added things or taken things out of here. So for instance, here is a link right at the top of registering a customer, and it's specific for me, and that's why I highlighted this is my ID number, 505-53-2800. So you're going to see that number throughout this document. So for instance, as you scroll through here, you're going to see all the things that we currently have. And let's go to the grounding pad since we were just talking about that. Let's see. I'll find the Kanka ground. Oops. Don't want to do that.
Uh-oh.
Undo that, baby. Okay, the Kanka ground. So you'll see that the address is a pretty long address for all of these products. They all look the same, but there are a few things that are different. They all start with this NetTracks My Office, Niken USA, okay? And it's the same all the way until you get to this category ID. I'm just going to highlight that so you can see that. Okay, that category ID is the particular item that we're talking about. So you see the Kanka ground is 837. Underneath, I'm going to highlight the insoles are 48. So
Okay.
each product has its own number. And you'll also see, because some products are not in Canada, for instance, these are talking about USA. And if you want to do Canada, I think it's CAN, but we can confirm that at a different point. So there are certain things that are specific for where things are shipping to. As this says, ship to country. That's why it says USA. And then here's the important thing. These three things right at the end, which you'll see my ID for. First is this sponsor ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you see the PWP. And then you see the owner ID. So all of those, and this little ampersand right here is the, if you're familiar with the word delimiter, it is a delimiter between each piece of this address. Okay, so it's like the house number the mailbox. You need a different mailbox, so this little ampersand breaks up things between each of these pieces in this address. Okay?
Okay.
So if you hover over, and I'm on a PC, I know that it's similar for a Mac, and I looked up on Google how to do it on a trackpad for a Mac, but Google will tell you how to do that. You can control and click, and I'm going to do that right now, and it will. Can you see this, or do I need to stop share and share again?
You'll need to stop share and share. I'm assuming it's taking you right now to your order page, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Here it is.
So just to explain, folks, anytime you have a link in a document, if you push Control and then you click on that, it will take you to it.
So now you see that it is directly on my personal webpage, because here's my ID number right up at the top under Sponsoring Consultant. And here is the Kenko ground.
Perfect.
Okay. Now we're going to stop share this one and go back to the document again. I thought we were. Here. Okay. Now, instead of sending someone a big link like that, if you're familiar with Bitly, throughout this version of this document, I've gone and shortened the particular links.
And
so
someone can go to Google to learn how to do that.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yep, they sure can. And so I do that. And I also will do it in a Gmail, because you can put direct links in a Gmail as well.
You can embed them. So
yeah.
You can write, order your ground pad here, highlight the word here, and then copy and paste this link as the hyperlink for it.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So how do I take this and change it to my ID number now?
So that's a great question. Because these are what we call hyperlinks, okay? This is attached to my ID. So I have gone through this document for various people, unattached all these hyperlinks, and then did a replace all of the 505, 53, 2800 with whoever else's ID wants this version of the document. And then what you need to do is recreate these hyperlinks. Okay?
Okay, so can we do that with just one of these right now? Because it shouldn't be too crazy. Maybe copy and paste it into another document so we don't mess your document up.
Yep. So we'll do that. We'll do the Kenko ground since we've got it right here. It's okay. We'll just put it right below. Okay.
And go ahead and put the font back to normal so they're not worried about all the highlighted stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So folks, what we have to do first thing is right now it's highlighted in blue and underlined, which means it's a hyperlink. If you click it, it's going to take you somewhere. And it's not the text that we have to worry about changing first. We have to actually change what the hyperlink says. So the first step to doing that, I believe, is to make it so it's not a hyperlink so we can actually edit the text, correct?
Right. So in my version of Word on my computer, I use a mouse, okay? And so I'm able to right mouse button click. So I click on my right mouse button and it brings up this, menu. Thank you. So I can edit the hyperlink right here directly, and I could change it all to someone else's ID, or I could remove the hyperlink.
Yes.
Okay, so there's two different ways to do it. So we could remove the hyperlink.
Great.
Okay? And then what we do is we change this. So let's change this to
037
037
97
97
3500.
3500. Okay. I am going to copy that. Paste. and paste. Okay, now if I hit enter, or I hit a space bar, not enter, it will change to a hyperlink again.
And if for some reason it does not, you could highlight the whole thing, right click, and then click on add hyperlink.
Correct.
Okay, so
now,
fabulous. Now, aside from, oh, go ahead.
One sec. So I want to just make sure if someone takes this version of a document and then, changes it to theirs, I want you to test these to make sure that they're going to your links and not mine, okay? I've encouraged people to do that, and I've had to work through that. Sometimes because you have cookies, okay, so if you've practiced with mine, then you've got cookies. The cookie monster is going to cause you to keep eating the same cookies. So you want to maybe try it on a different browser. Like right now, I'm using Chrome. Another browser that I use to test things is Internet Explorer, because I don't usually do things there. So I would go like this, and if this doesn't work, which it should work, so I'm just going to hit Control and click, and we're going to open up and stop share and share again. Okay, and we're going to share again. And lo and behold, sponsoring consultant is 0379753500.
Everyone click order now.
There you go.
Okay, so aside from you sending that document,
Mm-hmm.
okay, which I'm happy to have and forward, but let's say, so that we don't have to keep having you change the document over and over and over, let's say someone just wanted to go from scratch. Is there a way that they can find that code so that we don't have to keep bothering you?
Yeah, that's another lovely question. So you do need to do it from, we'll go right to this page. So and what I'll do is also explain why those direct, if you just copy and paste things, it doesn't work anymore. So here's the Kenkogram. Well, let's go to another product. So let's go to the insoles. Okay. Let's look. So here's why it doesn't work. First of all, see the address at the top? It looks similar to the one that we have in the document, right?
Yes.
There's the category ID of 48.
Yeah.
Right? Now this next thing after the little ampersand is the reason why it does not work. This thing, PID equals, okay?
Yes.
That's, it's called a PID or process ID. And that process ID means it's for this time that you're in this address. This is the only time this number is going to work. So you give this to someone else and it breaks because that number is not
The
a
same
good number anymore. Right, it's going to be a different process ID. So that's why you have to take out the process ID, and then you have to put in the owner ID and the sponsor ID. So you see the PWP right here, that's still okay, but those other two need to be added.
So what we would do is, let's say a new product came out.
Mm-hmm.
We would go up and we would find this. We would find that ampersand. We would delete the PID, the number, and the ampersand, and let the password come up to the other ampersand, and then add the other details from the other links that in the format that is in your document, correct?
Yes, correct. So like with BDZ, that's exactly what I did, is I went to the BDZ in the Nikan Wellness, and it was a new product, and here it is, and I clicked on it, and I found, oh, the category ID is 855. And that's the only thing that I needed to know for me to do a direct link to BDZ. I just needed to copy one of my other ones and change the category ID from 48 to 8.
Oh, that's beautiful, because all of our personal links are the same except for the category ID.
Correct.
Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, one other quick thing is sometimes, like the Wellness Home Packs, you might see that there's a category associated as well, as a product ID
Yeah.
category. And so sometimes if you've seen in my document that you'll see, you might see different category IDs because they're grouped differently. They have like a subheading, let's just say,
Yes.
and the individual ones. So that's pretty
Okay.
much.
You have been very helpful. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
I know many people who are going to be very excited about this.
Now, I know that there are a couple of other ways to do it. This is just the one that I've figured out, and it's worked for me for the last, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, however long.
Yeah. I mean, the rest of us are out here suffering.
I'm sorry I've shared this with a lot of people, just you and I haven't connected yet.
Well, fabulous. Thank you. And would you mind emailing that document over to me?
I certainly will.
Okay, and we'll conclude this recording, and I will send the document out with my IDs on it. I'll go through and put that on. So I'll send that document out with my IDs, and then anybody wanting to use it can change it and transform it. And hopefully we won't have to bug you. Thank you so much for your help. You've been fabulous.
You are welcome.
Okay, go ahead and stop share, and I will conclude us recording. Boom, 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 right?